Every week, players gather at their local game stores. They trade, and they battle valiantly for both fun and glory. But amidst their triumph, only two will make it to the finals to fight. What's up, everybody? It's OP10 Final Fights, and tonight, both running 4-0 currently in this locals event, is Red Luffy versus good old Blackbeard. Red Luffy ended up winning the die roll and decided to take a second from Blackbeard, which is typically what the average aggro deck wants to do. I know Zoro wants to do that. I know probably Red Luffy wants to do that. Most aggro decks, Billow Betty, want to take Blackbeard off second. You just want to delay them one more turn from being able to slam down Big Daddy. But Red Luffy, currently undefeated, 4-0. And Blackbeard, I was actually in that locals, went through one hell of a gauntlet. I had to play a lot of really hard matchups, and so one aggro deck over after another. And he was persistently favored and doing really well throughout the evening. So we'll see how he is able to navigate this matchup here. Starting off with the stage on turn 2, and then manages to pick up probably a few bits of counter. I know his opening hand maybe not the best here. Picking up a Shiryu as well. Shiryu, that's the new one from OP10. That one KOs a 3 cost or less as an activate main, which is pretty solid, especially against these aggro decks. And with Luffy going on the even curve means he's doesn't have a very aggressive first attack or first turn here. I mean, last turn he could have swung 5 and then played something out if he was on the odd curve, but since he's on the even curve, he's going to swing 6k. Did establish a body. That body is the new Sanji from OP10. That Sanji is a 6k power card on your turn, 3k power on your opponent's turn. Does have the caveat of being able to draw a card. Pretty well lined up into this Shiryu coming in this next turn here. Blackbeard's going to go ahead and swing 6k. Going to go ahead and get a 2k counter out of Luffy. And then Shiryu's going to come down and clean up the Sanji. Sanji is going to be able to draw a card off the effect because there was no negation attached to Shiryu's effect. Just a straight up KO. Passing back to Luffy's turn here. 6 Dawn. Kind of getting like a slight peek into the hand. Looks like he's got the new 4-cost Zoro. I saw the 3-cost Nami from the starter deck as well. That one I think attaches 2 Rested Dawn versus the 1-cost Nami that typically sees play in red aggro decks. We'll see if that one ends up seeing any play tonight. I'm very curious about the power level of that card. It does seem pretty good on paper, but we'll see, especially against a lot of removal from the Blackbeard deck here. We'll see what we ended up going for here. We're going to see potentially, and it looks like 3 Dawn out. And what are we dropping here? We're going to drop down the Nami. Awesome. All right, so Nami's going to come in. Nami can immediately attach 2 Dawn to the Luffy. For those who don't know Luffy's effect, if he has 1 Dawn attached, he can attach 2 Rested Dawn, I believe, to another character here. So we're going to tap 3, going to swing 7k. He's just going to take it, go down to 3 life. Then we're going to play a Zoro. Zoro, with Luffy's ability, is going to swing another 7k here. We end up hitting a trigger off of life. This is the I bid 500 million. KOs a 6 or less, 6 cost or less, or returns it to hand. Just an absolutely insane trigger for the Blackbeard deck. You see a lot of these Blackbeard decks actually running 3 or 4 of those now. As just like an insane trigger off of life. Pretty versatile card in general. Typically they're just going to get discarded to stage, but there are a few ways that they could use that, both in the mirror as well. Being able to return Burgess to hand is pretty solid here. Gonna see, I think it was a Kuzan picked up here. And it looks like we got 2 Kuzans, a Blackbeard, a few kill spells in hand too. Gonna kind of think about what they're gonna go for this turn. There is a blocker in the yard. Looks like Katarina Devon, which is kind of been the mainstay. Oh, what was that? Clefairy sticking out there? Who's that Pokemon? You might have to rewind to see that, but yeah, that was Clefairy. Clefairy EX Hollow. All right. 7 Dawn turn, 7 Dawn turn for it. Gonna swing 5k, gonna take it, gonna swing 7k here. Gonna take that as well, gonna go down to 2 life, and then we're gonna see a 5 drop. We're gonna see Kuzan come out. Kuzan's gonna bring out the blocker and then draw a card. Katarina Devon likely gonna be picking the mode of blocker this turn. Katarina Devon does have the ability to have a few different modes here. Double strike, banish, as well as blocker. Don't typically see those other 2 abilities used, but they sometimes are used when Blackbeard's feeling a little more aggressive. Incidentally having double strike on a character in a situation like this, when your opponent only has 2 life, it's actually pretty scary for Luffy into this next turn here. So we see the Gum Gum Mulgun come to the front of the hand here, likely going to be getting used to take care of that Katarina Devon. But he's going to need a 6,000 or more power character first, which looks like that Zoro. He is on the 8 Dawn curve, so could play this Zoro out here, which is pretty good. Could use the Nami effect to go ahead and attach 2 Dawn to the Zoro. Actually, better yet, attach 2 to the Luffy and then use Luffy's effect to attach 2 to the Zoro, just completely reutilizing all that 4 Dawn that was just spent. And now we're going to see the Mulgun come down. Mulgun going to go ahead and give minus 5,000 and then KO that character. Katarina Devon out of here for now. Could potentially come back next turn if there's another Kuzan into play here. I think most lists only run 1. We're going to see 3 1Ks coming to hand for a 7K swing. The other 7K is going to get taken here. And going back to Blackbeard's turn. Blackbeard on the 9 Dawn turn. 1 Dawn off from being able to establish a Blackbeard here. We're going to go ahead and see an activation of the stage, pitching away one of the duplicate black holes in hand. Likely might use the other black hole this turn to clean up the Zoro. Zoro does have an on KO ability, which puts into play another 6K power card from hand. So not the best to KO that without some negation here. Since you have 5K go at lead, gonna get a 1K counter out of hand for Luffy. Another 5K at lead here. Luffy's hand is starting to break up a little bit, but if you look, a whole lot of rush in hand, and it looks like he just pulled a Kitten Killer off the top of his life as well. So we'll see if Blackbeard's able to navigate through the rest of this turn here. Gonna tap 5, gonna play a Kuzan. Kuzan's gonna pull out the Katarina Devon yet again. Gonna go ahead and activate main the Devon to give it blocker, and then we're gonna use that black hole to clean up the Zoro. Going back to Luffy's turn here. This is your last golden opportunity to try to take game before Blackbeard starts slapping down the 10 drops. Once the 10 drops come down, the game gets quite a bit harder, especially if Blackbeard's sitting at 1+ life. Typically, if you can get Blackbeard down to 0 this turn, you're in a pretty good spot, as the amount of rush threats in the red Luffy's hand will allow him to kind of skirt around the Blackbeard, right? Remember, Blackbeard can only block one thing. At that point, the leader has to block the rest of them. All right, so it looks like Rush Luffy's kind of sitting at the front of the hand. Just an all-star card. He's playing in Zoros. He's playing there's like a Shanks Straw Hat version where that 5-cost Luffy sees play. Really good in this deck. Really good in any deck that has an activated main or a Dawn 1 attached ability on a leader. So great in Red Luffy. Really good in Zoro as well. We also see it looks like a Chopper 2K. So I think Red Luffy's kind of deciding what he wants to do this turn. Does he want to try to go face, go crazy, unga bunga as the kids say, or are we gonna instead block her up? I think there's a little bit of a decision matrix in the red player's head right now. Is do we start out with the Luffy and then hit the emergency button and slam down the chopper, or just in case, right, as just a blocker? Because he is only at 1 life, and Katarina Devon, if it ends up blocking and countering out of it, could stay around and potentially threaten Banish next turn, which would rob him of some resources. And we already know his hand is getting pretty low on counter. I think that Blocker Chopper might be the only counter in hand here. It's 5 Dawn out. Gonna go ahead and activate Nami. Nami, kind of been an all-star this game. The Blackbeard player has never had time to clean that card up. There's always been a bigger threat on board, but Nami just instantly passing Dawn around. Really, really strong. And yeah, so swing with the Luffy for 8K. Gonna attach 1 to lead. Lead can then move Dawn around later on a potential other swing here that that Nami could be swinging. It's 1K. There's 5K, 6K, 7K, 8K potentially. But there's that blocker on board, which is gonna make life just a bit difficult. Unless my man's got something like, I'll slap the mic. My man's got something like the anti-blocker Luffy, right? Good old Rush Luffy that stops blockers. We're gonna see a 6K go at lead, gets a 2K out of hand, and now is the time. If you have that 5-cost Luffy in hand, which I think I saw the special illustration version of it. It looks like it's already another version's been pulled to the front of the hand, so it looks like he's got 2 in hand here. This is the time to do it. We're going to slam it down. 5 drop. We can use leader's ability to attach 2 Dawn, thus making it unblockable. We got an unblockable 8K going at lead here. We got 1K, 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 and a Blackbeard, and that cleans up the game. Red Luffy going 5-0 in this event, taking out Blackbeard in the finals. If you like this type of gameplay, definitely subscribe, and we'll see you next week in the next Final Fights.